Well, it's been 100 days of a bloody war between Russia and Ukraine. Russia now controls 20% of Ukrainian territory. This, as a humanitarian crisis continues to unfold, and there's no sign of any ceasefire in sight. As Ukraine marks 100 days since Russia's invasion, Russia now holds 20% of Ukraine.
Станом на сьогодні під контролем окупантів перебуває близько 20% нашої території.
More than 3 months into Russia's invasion of Ukraine, prosecutors from more than a dozen countries and several international and human rights groups are investigating thousands of suspected war crimes in Ukraine. This is over 5 million children are now in need of humanitarian assistance because of the war. As Russia forces make gains in eastern Ukraine with more than 95% of Luhansk under their control, Ukrainian troops are fighting to retain control of Severodonetsk while Russian forces use a range of weaponry to demolish the city. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry has said that its forces now control Lyman, a key transport hub providing access to bridges over the Seversky Donets River. This as disapproval of Putin's invasion of Ukraine is increasingly bubbling into the surface in Russia, from hawks demanding a more aggressive policy to officials and service members who want no part of the bloodshed.
Following White House talks with US President Joe Biden, the NATO chief has warned that Ukraine's allies needed to brace for a grueling war of attrition. Meanwhile, the leaders of Germany and France, who urged a ceasefire, are in talks with Putin. The French president's office said the two leaders have told Putin to lift the blockade of the Black Sea port of Odessa, which is hampering the world's grain supplies.
But 100 days into the battle, street battles are raging in the industrial hub of Severodonetsk, even as experts say Russia has fallen back on its superior firepower because it lacked good strategic planning.
If Vladimir Putin expected a quick, easy war with little Ukrainian or international opposition, like his invasion of Crimea in 2014, he has been disappointed. The war has resulted in sanctions against Russia, NATO membership applications from Sweden and Finland, and rising fuel and food prices in countries thousands of miles from the conflict zone. Parmeshwar Bawa for NDTV.